All right, let me.
Let's de-radicalize Israeli apologists like these two,
all right,
and then we can have peace.
Let's try and keep it non-ad hominem. It makes things sound much more civilized.
Oh my God. Israel is an ally to the Western elites, the colonialists, the more progressives, the more liberals, the more Democrats, right? So this is the Piers Morgan mentality. That's why his reaction came. This was an off-limit thing that Aaron Maté just said for Piers Morgan. For me, Piers Morgan, when Aaron Maté said that these people are radicalized, uneducated, and we need to educate them. Yeah, someone is continuously saying into his ears that this is off limit, this is off limit, this is off limit, right? Look at how much Piers Morgan is in it. His reaction is the most important one. His reaction is the most important one. Why is he giving this reaction? So Aaron Maté destroyed all three of them in just 1 minute. This radical rabbi, whatever his name is, Isha something, and this ex-IDF spokesperson, Jonathan, and Piers Morgan as well, he destroyed all three of them in just 1 minute. This is worth watching.
Israel simply agrees to a ceasefire. Even Israeli generals are now saying that they want a ceasefire. The main obstacle now is Netanyahu and his extremist coalition, which for its own political survival, in complete disregard for Palestinian civilian life, as they've made clear, and also their own captives, they're the ones wanting to continue this war because they're bent on surviving politically and also leaving Gaza in ruins, because their ultimate goal is, as these two radical extremist settler apologists have made clear, they want to control Gaza because they do not see Palestinians as equal human beings, and that is the fundamental problem.
All right, let's
de-radicalize Israeli apologists like these two, and then we can have peace.
Let's try and keep it non-ad hominem. It makes things sound much more civilized.
Oh my God, this is really interesting. The way Aaron Maté destroyed all three of them, this is really interesting. The thing is, now let me, I like to, get into this psychology of all these people, right? Because there is an radical rabbi representing some religious elements. There is the ex-IDF spokesperson, the Israeli military, and then there is Piers Morgan, colonialism entities, and all these kind of things, right? So there are these things attached. Whenever the point when Aaron Maté started saying that, these people are extremists, radical, but he didn't just end it here. He went ahead in saying that we need to educate these people. We need to de-radicalize these people. And this statement really hit them hard, and it really hit Piers Morgan hard as well. I mean, their reaction was predictable, but Piers Morgan's reaction is very important here. You know why? Because let me tell you a thing. How people like Piers Morgan and the Western colonialists think about Muslims. They want to portray Middle East as some sort of a, uncivilized, less educated people, and the West as, more educated, progressive, liberal, more developed. So they have these narratives. So they want to, play the events like, as if to say that Muslims are, not as developed as we are. So that's why it's okay to call them as uncivilized. It's okay to call Hamas and the Muslim groups as terrorists, but it is not okay to call Israel as extremist. Why? Because Israel is an ally to the West, right? Israel is an ally to the Western elites, the colonialists, the more progressives, the more liberals, the more Democrats, right? So this is the Piers Morgan mentality. That's why his reaction came. This was an off-limit thing that Aaron Maté just said for Piers Morgan. For me, Piers Morgan, when Aaron Maté said that these people are radicalized, uneducated, and we need to educate them, the Israelis, right? This really hit him hard because this was an off-limit thing for Piers Morgan. It goes against their notion. And there is a historical element as well. There have been two major civilizations that have ever challenged the West. One is the Muslim civilization, and the other is the Soviets or the Russians, right? So they would never like to portray the Muslims as more educated and the Westerns, the Israelis, as the less educated, because this creates a caricature that of Muslims as superior people, or this kind of a caricature, and Israelis as less educated. So this is an off-limit thing for them.
Bring in Gideon again. The hostage negotiation. They called me an apologist. I'm a trend favorite.
Yeah, and again, excellent by Aaron, because Piers Morgan was silent when those people put allegations on Aaron Maté of being on a more side of a supporting a radical party, even though Hamas is also a democratically elected party. But now you attach the word terrorist and call Aaron Maté as a radical supporting, even though he didn't even say that, right? So he didn't interrupt these two people when they were putting allegations on Aaron Maté, Piers Morgan, but he at once interrupted when he was creating a caricature that these people are uncivilized, uneducated, and we need to de-radicalize them. Why was this off limit and this not off limit? I just explained it to you. Keep interrupting. Look at how much Piers Morgan is interrupting. Look at how much he's interrupting. Yeah, someone is continuously saying into his ears that this is off limit, this is off limit, this is off limit, right? Look at how much Piers Morgan is interrupting. His reaction is the most important one. His reaction is the most important one. Why is he giving this reaction? Why is Piers Morgan giving this reaction? Whenever somebody is speaking the truth, he is always interrupting. This is the major problem. People like Piers Morgan, who is, on the side of the West, they have this caricature of Muslims and they want to roll out events the way they are taught. They are also getting brainwashed by the people who are controlling them in Talk TV, in ITV, like Rupert Murdoch, who is an extreme pro-Israeli as well. And we have to call this out. His reaction was the most important one, and Aaron Maté dealt with it excellently, brilliantly. And with that, Assalamu alaikum.